Taking off in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, T.O., as you know.
It's your boy O-Rain, real name, no games, no gimmicks.
Yo, it's the motherfucking Fade Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything TV, media, and film related, along with any other goddamn thing we want to talk about. Come to you live, direct, Proof Concept Studios. Holy shit. What a long fucking journey to get to this exact fucking moment, dude. Just, I've been listening to a lot of 90s R&B. I'll just say this out of the gate. I'd be hard-pressed to find literally anybody with a better 90s collection than I have. Hard pressed. But that's not even my point.
Okay.
My point is Monica has a song. It's just one of those days, right? Today has been a fucking day. Honestly, things haven't really gone wrong. It's just long and fucking tedious. Like, try to set the podcast up here and shit. And this is a lesson just in life. Whenever you make corrections to things, you have to test those things out first. And what I did was I cleaned up some stuff with how we do the podcast here, but I didn't test it out. I just cleaned it up and thought I didn't affect anything that's going to affect anything. So let's just fucking go. Little did I fucking know it's causing all sorts of fucking havoc. Anyways, man, here we are. What's going on?
Here are we?
Yeah. I don't even know how to fucking talk, dude.
Yeah, dude. Today has been, I haven't had the day you've had.
Okay.
I've actually had a great day.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, fuck you.
Yeah. Tomorrow's a new day for you, my friend, and you will survive.
Yeah.
But no, dude. I can't. Whenever I have a good Monday, it always like sets a tone for my week. Whenever I have like a bad or stressful Monday,
yeah,
it can set the tone for your week if you allow it to. Either one is a lesson, and you just got to take that in stride. I was listening to a really great podcast while I was like on the treadmill at the gym this morning or today, and what a great! I'm going to send it to you after the show. What a great perspective! It talked about how, like, for some people, goal setting is how they achieve goals, right? Every day you write down 5 goals, you try and get to 1 or 2 of them. Wow, successful day. For other people, it's about like identifying like, hey, your failures. Hey, this is what I don't want to do today. And as long as I don't do these 5 things, sleep in too late, not work out, eat unhealthy, waste time.
Yo, dude,
that's how you succeed.
That food shit is real as fuck, dude. I when I was younger, as in like last week,
yesterday,
yeah, I would swear up and down like food doesn't really like affect me. Like I could eat a greasy meal, I could eat a really healthy meal, and I kind of feel all the same. But dude, like in my solidly mid-30s right now, I feel immediately different when I like eat some greens, get some like really sort of good like hearty shit that's like, okay, I'm not just fucking pigging out. I immediately feel the difference. Then I'm gonna eat this burger, or I'm gonna eat this, piece of chicken, or whatever the case is. So that over the course of the weekend, dude, one of the reasons why I'm just strung out right now is because I literally just worked through the entire weekend, like literally staying up to like 3 a.m. every like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even to probably not tonight.
Sounds like you need better time management.
No, I literally worked the entire
time.
I just need more time.
Yeah, I'm saying what would have been the negative result if you didn't work through the weekend?
I would have pushed things out even further than I wanted to. Like there are things that are already due. Like I have to get this done. Like I've been trying to get it done, and I just haven't been able to get it done.
Other people are
like waiting for me to get the thing done.
So there is like
there's a pressure. There's a pressure.
Yeah.
So I got all that done, thankfully. So I worked basically throughout the whole weekend, and on Saturday I ate I think it was Sweet Garden or some shit like that, or some place.
Sweet Green or something.
Sweet
like
Green or something like that. And there was like some I don't know what the fuck it was, arugula or spinach or some shit like that, and it was like a bed of it. And then
You don't even know
I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know what the fuck it was.
Niggas like, this is lettuce.
I don't know, something great.
Never heard that shit before.
I don't know. Was it collard greens? I don't know. I have no idea. So I had that on Saturday. And it was good, you know, and I've been trying to get into this more frequently of eating just healthier, like quinoa instead of like rice and shit. Just trying to eat more consciously. And then Sunday, I was on my way back I was down in DC for a second. So I was coming back, and always on my way, for whatever reason, it has some weird thing to do with my childhood. I have to stop and get Roy Rogers because, like, whenever I'm on that, you know exactly, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's that 3 a.m. Like, you know, we was getting active. I need some food in me.
Yeah.
That's a DC staple.
Yeah. So I always have to do that because there's infrequent Roy Rogers. Like, there's just never Roy Rogers anywhere, right? Yeah.
You gotta take care
for good
mental
reason.
health, for mental health reasons,
for good reason,
not physical health,
because it's absolutely trash. The food. But it just, I don't know. It's some sort of weird nostalgia thing that I have to do. So I ate that on Sunday, and I just felt sluggish. I felt sloppy. Saturday, I felt good. I was like, okay. And what fucked me up was I was planning to go to the gym, but then I got a request from a client who was like, oh, well, I need you to help me out with this thing. I was like, oh, fuck. So I had to spend Sunday morning doing that. So I didn't get to go to the gym, and usually that's how I would start, like, you know, my day.
I really want you to come to the gym with me one day.
I do. I really do too. We just haven't been able to
destroy your body and rebuild it.
All right. Well, when you put it like that, why would somebody want to agree with
That's what I love about the gym. I love, like, going in and, like, having a brutal, grueling workout, and you feel like, yo, my body is fucking destroyed. Yeah. But then, like, the next day, you feel more like...
It's usually not the next day. It's usually like the next, like, week. I feel...
I mean, sometimes even the next day, like, you know, you might look in the mirror. Even if the results really aren't there, you get out the shower, you look in the mirror, your chest looks nice. You're like, you know what? Fine, I'm going to go back to today or tomorrow, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well,
we got to get a workout in.
Yeah. You know what doesn't look nice? Or I guess what people are saying looks nice, but we'll see how it turns out, is Top Gun Maverick, which comes out next week. There's some movies that come out this week, but I don't think any of us really, except for Men. I do want to still see.
I hear that movie's great.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
But I do. I'm curious. I'm curious how this Top Gun situation is going to play out, because I got a feeling that it's just going to be like 90 minutes of fucking Tom Cruise just doing Tom Cruise shit.
Cool shit. Yeah. Not much rich story, not great dialogue, just jet scenes. He's going to be running. There's the motorcycle scene. We saw that in the trailer.
Yeah.
He's going to be flying and shit. And they're using this, like, they developed this new camera that allows them to get into the cockpit with the pilot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like Tom Cruise was like, if we're going to do this movie, I need you guys to develop a special camera just for me. Yeah. So I can look cool.
That's literally how that conversation went.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's in the contract. Like, those are the exact words in the contract. Yeah. I am hearing that, like, this movie tops the original. Because
the original is not terribly hard to top. Have you watched it?
So I tried. I think I got through, bro. I think I got through, like, the first hour, and then I was like, I got to turn this shit off. And then
I don't think it wasn't quite that bad for me. I could finish it. It's just, it's one of those things. What movie was I watching? Oh, Dirty Dancing. We were talking about Dirty Dancing, I think, last week, right? It's one of those movies like Dirty Dancing where it's like, I feel like you just had to be there. Like, it can't be one of those things like, you know, how the fuck would I you know, and I actually just told this to a friend. I said The Fifth Element was my favorite movie until we got to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah. I basically if
I ever meet anyone who says they don't like that movie, we might have to get to it.
Spark off immediately. That's a on
Put
site.
your hands up.
Yeah, that's a on site. What is it?
Put your hands up, mom.
What did it?
Fighting
Can
mom.
you get out?
I carried you for 9 months. Fuck that.
I just got back from church. What are you doing
at church?
Pastor
Duke. See, you got to see me, Pastor Duke.
So for years I told everybody, you know, that's my favorite movie because it was. It just had this weird combination of everything that I just fucking love. But it's embarrassing to have to fucking tell people that, right? You kind of just had to be there with The Fifth Element, right? You just You had to be born somewhere, maybe late 80s, early 90s. And then you just had to like sit down and watch Bruce Willis have just a obnoxiously silly fucking 90 minutes on screen. And I just fell
feel like
in love
when
with
you
that movie.
break down to someone why that movie is so good, like all the elements, the music,
everything
the plot,
is in there. Everything.
the cinematography, the costume, set design.
Yeah.
Then they could get it, but like on the surface, you're right.
It looks crazy with these crazy looking aliens. You got fucking who's the guy? Gary Oldman.
Mm-hmm.
Gary
Oldman.
Yeah, I think that's his name. Looking crazy with this fucking crazy ass little plastic thing.
He had
the fucking
piece.
he had the swoosh overs. It just looks like a fucking crazy movie, but I fucking adore that movie. I still do to this day.
There's never a wrong time to be watching The Fifth Element.
But it is an embarrassing movie to tell people it's like your favorite movie of all time, right? So I try not to tell people that, but you just kind of had to just be there, right? Like you can't watch The Fifth Element now and be like, I get it. Like, no, you're never going to get it, right? That's the way I see, that was a long way of saying that's how I see Top Gun. It's just that I feel like you just had to be there. You had the music. Like it just, I could see how in the 80s that shit just looked dope as fuck. Like plot. What was even plot back then?
I feel like if Top Gun is your favorite movie, either you were in the Air Force and like you probably didn't do the shit he did.
No, you definitely wanted to be in the Air Force.
Or you're someone who like, didn't quite do it, but you're just like pro-military. You're just like, Top Gun.
You're definitely
America first.
You're definitely pro-military. But I do think like
this is just a recruitment tool, by the way.
It really is.
Do you know how many people are going to sign up?
A lot of Hollywood is just a recruitment tool. Look at what Marvel does. Are you trying to tell me that Marvel isn't a recruitment tool for the fucking Army, the Navy, whatever the fuck it is? With how many fucking people they make look ex-Marine.
Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye.
Oh, they are just government stools,
That's true.
But anyways, so that comes out this week, or next week rather. Bob's Big Burger. I never really got into Bob's Big, or Bob's Burgers. I don't know why I call it Bob's Big Burger.
I never got into it either. I saw the trailer. It does look half bad. Like I am more of an anime guy, not necessarily like just like animated cartoons or
I think I'm gonna get on my second wave of anime. I had a little wave there where I was like, I'm super into anime right now, and then I dropped off pretty hard. Now I'm gonna
check out Seven Deadly Sins, Ragnarok. You did Cowboy Bebop.
I did Cowboy Bebop.
Inuyasha.
I did Akira. I did.
Attack on Titan. Have you seen that?
No, but you know what? There's a really weird reason why I've been holding off on watching that. It's really weird and kind of silly. I don't care to get into it.
Don't tell me
your
ex-girlfriend used to watch it.
No.
I don't watch it anymore.
No. So basically, how I even knew Attack on Titan was a thing was because this like fucking like shitty ass Republican dude used it, like I guess a trailer for it, like used that as like an ad. I forget what the fucked up shit, and it's just always kind of peppered in
Attack on healthcare. It's like, sir, come on now. It's very, very different thing.
No, I think he was like attacking like AOC or some shit, and it showed him like killing AOC or so. It's just something really fucking weird.
Yeah,
and I know it's
put a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it painted it in a weird way.
You gotta check out Akira, Attack on Titan.
I did watch it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I have watched it.
Bleach. Gotta add Bleach to the list. I think I sent you a list.
You did. Yeah,
my list is certified. I've checked it against other anime fans. Like, hey, great list, dude.
That's it. Well, that I'm reassured that I should just follow your list. But let's do some rapid fire headlines here, dude. And that's all we're gonna do right now. We're gonna do just like we do here in America, what we do best in America, which is just read the headline.
Yeah, that's
nothing else, right?
No research.
So first we got up Fast and Furious picks up Jack Reacher actor Alan Richson. I think that's the name.
Fuck is that?
The dude who Jack Reacher. You know, like for
the
one,
first one or two?
Neither. The series. So there's a series called Jack Reacher.
Yeah, with Ryan Krasinski or
John Krasinski, and that's Jack Ryan. Just a lot of
shit.
There's a lot of Jacks.
Yeah,
right. Jack Ryan,
Jack Reacher, Jack and the Beanstalk. On Pornhub, there's
Jack and
Jack
Jill.
Off.
So yeah, look.
Jill.
How many? First of all, there's 8,000 new people that we're adding to the movie to match the 8,000 people we already had.
Brie Larson's
gonna fucking be in it. Helen Mirren, I'm pretty sure, is going to be in it. Fucking,
that's fine. I'm fine with
fucking Charlize Theron. I'm pretty sure she's going to be in it.
Is she still flying around in that plane?
She's literally in every. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
she's hovering.
Gas
over
prices right now, they've got to land. Like, come on, how the fuck? Still, that's 500 gallons.
She's got at
$7 per gallon.
She's got a Saudi connect. Is that right? She's got she's in with the Saudis.
Has to be drilling her own oil to stay up in the air in that fucking plane.
She's out there in the field
just pumping. Yo, that's crazy. Nah. They don't bring it down for like routine maintenance. Like
no, just that's what it does. It just stays in the air, dude. But yeah. So
Spirit Airlines is dude, like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Spirit Airlines. How many bags do you have? No, that's a carry.
Like, you guys in charge for bags? Like, you guys are crazy.
Dude, this movie is going to be unwatchable. Like this does not. Yeah. And then you hear about Vin Diesel just running on set being a fucking maniac. There is nothing up. I did not watch the last. I don't think I've watched the last two because it's just why do we?
Yo,
why do we need to?
I watched the last one, Fast 9. Yeah. It was
God bless your soul.
Offensive. Like the way the movie started was just like Toretto's just out on his farm, just family.
He's on a farm now?
Yeah, they got a farmhouse and they're like, oh, we're gonna be a little family, live on a farm and stay away from trouble. And then like I think Tyrese and Ludacris just drive up like, yo, we got another mission. And then he's just like, fuck family. I gotta go save the world again. And Letty's just like, we're coming too. And they put the kid in daycare and they just run off to save the world again. Not at all caring about their parental responsibilities.
We need to hold them accountable. Shout out to a conversation we had before.
Raise your kids
before the podcast. So anyways, so there's that. Johnny Depp's future is yet to be decided, says Pirates of the Caribbean producer. Now this does contradict Jerry Bruckheimer. I don't know if Jerry Bruckheimer is the director. I'm pretty sure he's the director of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. But this, I'm pretty sure he said that right now there's no plan to bring Johnny Depp back for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. My chief question is, why are we still doing Pirates of the Caribbean movies? Like, fuck if Johnny Depp's in it. What number are we on? Like, yo, there was a second where I was like, yo, I'm about to like watch like all of the pirate. I got through like 2, maybe even 3, and I was like, I tap out. This is literally the same thing recycled. There's nothing about this that's interesting.
Yeah, how much pirate shit? Like,
I don't get it.
I thought they found the gold already. And like, isn't that the point?
Is there gold in the movie? I seriously don't know. Was there gold?
I feel like there was a spell, and then they found the gold, and then it's like, oh, we got the girl. It's like, what else do you need? Just like retire.
You need to fucking hire better lawyers. What you need to do.
I feel like it's been like 100 years in the span of that movie. I feel like, aren't we past pirates now?
Yeah, like I'm pretty confident that they shot the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie in like the 1800s. Like
in the last movie, LeBron was on the Miami Heat. So it's like, I feel like we're pretty, kind of up to date. So in this movie, he's on the Lakers, and it's like, we can't still be doing this pirate shit. Now you're just,
what are we doing?
Now you're sailing.
Now you're sailing. Another headline. Black Mirror coming back for season 6, which is in development. I'm not gonna lie. You haven't watched? Yo, do you do me a favor? You have to watch Black Mirror.
I've seen at least 3 or 4 Black Mirror episodes. Haven't enjoyed any of them.
I don't use this often, but I am saying you have to watch Black Mirror through and through. Just watch. It's a fucking anthology, so you're going to get a different story every single time.
Yeah, I kind of don't like that.
I'm regardless of how you feel, I am imploring you to watch all of Black Mirror so we can fucking talk about it. Mostly, there's a specific episode in season 5 that I really want to talk about.
Should I just start there?
No. Just watch it all the way through, so we can talk about it all. But it's going to make you very uncomfortable.
5 seasons.
There's 5 seasons, but it's not that long. It's like 4 or 5 episodes in each season. Relax, you'll be okay. You've watched worse.
Wait, 4 or 5 episodes.
You've watched 19 seasons of Love Island.
Season 2. We just finished. We're about to start season 3.
You're disgusting.
The new season. I think it's like season 8 is coming.
Don't ever fucking talk to me about not having time to watch some goddamn
UK
show.
Love Island might be the greatest dating show of all time. Again, I'm categorizing it dating
We're getting
show.
way off topic here.
Yeah.
Watch Black Mirror. That's the only thing we should take out of this conversation, okay?
So we can come back. I will watch.
It's going to make you so uncomfortable, and I'm going to love having this conversation with you.
Nothing makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, this is going to make you very uncomfortable.
Give me.
Oh no, I'm not giving you anything.
I'm just gonna go watch it.
I'm not giving you anything.
It's
But
season-
you'll know exactly what episode I'm talking about.
And it's in season 5.
No, don't worry about it. It's in season 3.
I'm not gonna get
it's
to
in season 3.
It's in season 3.
Yeah, sure.
We'll talk about it in
season 4,
October.
October.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you that long to fucking watch Black Mirror.
I don't want to watch it.
Whatever.
All right. I'll try it.
All right.
You might as well just tell me the episodes so I can watch that. And
No.
Jesus.
No. I want to talk about Black Mirror as a whole because I'm actually really excited for season 6. But I'm not gonna lie, it's been decreasing in its momentum since it was like after like I think season 2, somewhere between season 2 and 3. Yo, that shit was a juggernaut. Like it was fucking. Everybody's like, yo, when are they putting out the next season of Black Mirror? We need it like ASAP. Now it's just like, okay, all right, that's cool. Because it just like in season 5, you can start seeing where they're not necessarily being repetitive, but it's kind of like there was no game plan with this, but we struck gold, and now we just have to keep doing shit instead of just letting it be its
like paranormal
own thing.
activity. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. I think you can liken that to maybe that's a little bit of an extreme example because Paranormal Activity fell off very hard, even though I'm still terrified of it. But still, anyways, Alfonso Ribeiro. How do you say that?
Alfonso
Ribeiro.
Carlton. Yeah, Alfonso. Isn't it Rubio?
It's spelled Ribereiro.
Ribeiro. Alfonso Ribeiro. I think
Ribeiro. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, he
did
said,
he do
"I'm
now?
not dancing for you niggas anymore." Okay. He's saying he's no longer dancing for his fans. The actual headline reads, Alfonso Ribeiro refuses to do the Carlton dance for fans. I'm a black guy that's not dancing for you. You know what? I'm not even sure. This might just shut the entire shit down if I try to do this.
You want to give him a sound effect?
I was trying to
horns
fucking
or
give it a sound. I was
bomb?
going to try to fucking do that. Shout out to fucking
You think it's a good thing?
Carlton. Dude, there's nothing like doing something like a catchphrase or some shit like that.
Do
and
the
then
thing.
just
Do
the fucking thing.
And you always have to
play
be
the
that.
hits.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, motherfucker, that was like 30 years ago. I
Yeah.
have grown ass. I'm not fucking dancing for you at JFK Airport. Get the fuck out of my face.
And you can imagine how many times he's been asked to do the dance at like embarrassing, ridiculous places. Like he's probably like at his kid's dance recital, and someone's like, "Do the dance." It's like, no, I'm not doing that shit.
You're not even taping your kid right now. You're just the camera's pointed at me. You shitty parent. Like what
Kids
are you
on
doing?
stage like, my parents don't love me. And recording Alfonso. Yeah, I applaud him for this because it's like, this thing has gone as far as it could, and I'm not going to continue to be like this, like a show puppy or whatever. I'm done with this thing. Show puppy. They run around the little ring.
Puppy. Yeah, have you watched those videos like online?
Yeah,
those things are
the dog competition.
Yo, social media.
You got to look at the people who are the dog trainers or the dog owners.
They're weird as shit.
I'm like,
they're weird.
Yeah, I see why you got into this. you had nothing else. You had nothing else.
And
then at the end, they're gassed. Like, oh man,
as well they should be, motherfucker. They're fucking doing. They're basically doing suicides.
The dog is doing all the work.
No, they're doing suicides. They're just lateral movement, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Should be able to do that. The dog is doing all the work.
Does it look like
it's like a horse jockey being like, "Oh my god, I've been training so hard for this."
What do you mean horse jockeys don't have to run?
Sure, but like imagine if a horse jockey got off the horse and like, oh, I've been training so hard. This has been the hardest challenge of my life.
I will repeat. The horse jockey does not have to run. The person who's running with their dog, they might have to run a lot.
Well, the horse jockey does have to ride, and I hear that's like physically intensive, but like not really. I
still stick by my original statement. They don't have to run. If you're fucking just going back and forth with the fucking dog, and like you're kind of semi running through the course too, yeah, you're gonna be fucking gassed at the end. Like what the fuck? Like are you trying
gassed?
You know what?
Or like
you know what? As a
winded?
As a fate challenge, what we're gonna do is have you go through this obstacle course as the trainer, right? We might even try to use Bud or Blue. Neither of them will really listen to you or do anything you say, but that's fine, right? This is
you really
exercise
just go up the ramp, go around the hole, jump over this thing.
No,
and like
they're
following
running
them.
with them. Have you?
I know. I've
Okay.
seen it. I've seen it.
Next
But
subject.
Come on, they're not. They shouldn't be like gassed.
Okay, well we'll put you through the same thing and see if you're gassed at the end. Which
I'm in shape.
suspect.
I'll be fine.
No. You lift weights. How much
I do cardio too.
How much?
Well, before my injury, I would always do. I would try and
post injury. Currently, right now, today, what are you doing?
So I do like incline. I do like a 5% incline.
How many
20
miles
minutes.
are you running? That's all I want to know.
Well, I can't run right now.
Oh,
I physically.
poor.
Well, I feel like I could, but I'm not
lose
there
a little
yet.
bit of your Achilles, and you're like, oh, I can't
Yeah,
run.
that's the main thing you need. But before that, I would try and do 2 miles on the treadmill and 1,000 steps.
Okay. Well, you still be gassed at the end of this. Okay. So just FYI. Anyways, so yeah, social media is the plague of mankind is definitely social media. You know why? It's because without knowing it, almost involuntarily, you'll find yourself wasting hours of your life for stupid shit. For shit that really significantly, and I cannot stress this enough, doesn't fucking matter, right? You'll just keep scrolling without meaning to. You're not like, your brain isn't like, hey, I'm intending to do this. You just, oh, that was funny. Huh, move on.
Yeah.
Huh, that was funny. And you know what I know that they did that was like pretty insidious is they got rid of your ability to move the timeline forward. I don't know if it's like on IG or
What do you mean move
Facebook.
it forward?
Like where you're watching a video and you can scrub through the video. You have to watch the entire fucking video, even though it's like 30 seconds, a minute, or whatever the case is. You're just trying to get to the thing, right? But they won't let you. They're like, no, you have to watch all this. And then if you try to, we're just gonna take you right back to the beginning, and you have to start all over again. And then if you try to double click it,
episode.
Which one was that? Was that with who's that with?
Remember, there was like the guy, and he was like behind. It was like the people or the company behind your social media feed, and they're like, "Oh, this person like that, give them more of that." Oh, they've been gone for 5 minutes. Send them a notification. You know, and they're like constant. It shows like
sort
them
of
constantly
remember this.
feeding
I don't remember
you
which one it is.
Yeah, and then like they're like,
been a
"Oh,
while.
he liked this this political post. Give them more of that.
Oh.
Feed them this political thing." And then the kid goes to the rally and he gets radicalized, and it shows how like people on social media could be manipulated by how they change your algorithm based off of the things that either you like or things that they want you to see.
Art of imitating life, you know. But anyways, moving down our list here. I know you put a couple things on the list. Game of Thrones actress Casey Michaels. You know what I hate?
When people have like two first names.
I hate that, but also I hate when somebody's like loosely associated with something, and then they put the thing as the main headline. I read a headline this past week that was like Doctor Strange actress gets caught up in some sort of child pornography.
Yeah.
But when you read it, you're like, oh, first of all, she was in Doctor Strange 1, and she was like basically an extra. And it's like, well, is she a Doctor Strange actress? Like, is that, I mean, I understand she was in the movie. I understand that.
If I'm a background person in a Nike commercial,
can I be
able to sue Nike because I twist my ankle?
Well, I didn't. Again, this is just a headline, so I don't know exactly what she's, what the validity of her suit is, and you know, I
can give you some details here. So Casey Michaels was working on the 8th and final season of the HBO hit show in February 2018, when she suffered a serious fracture dislocation to her left ankle. I guess she was like performing a stunt.
Yeah.
So she's filed a lawsuit in January to the tune of about $5 million.
Hey, get your bag.
It says here, like, if the parties do not settle, the case is likely to be heard by a judge. So I mean,
hey,
if this goes to court, you know, could she get some money? Sure. Unless, you know, I feel like HBO has bigger, better lawyers, right? And they're going to try and find like an angle to which they could like not be held liable for the injury, or they could settle out of court for like, you know, 2.5 half.
Yeah, as all great corporations do.
Yeah, that's what. Listen, dude, I just want to get into a situation where I could sue a large company, and I'll settle.
No, you know, no, I never want.
Come on now,
I never want to. No, I never want
sue a company.
You know why? Because they will ruin your life and not think even twice about it. You're not even a person to them.
Let's settle.
You're a thing. You're next Tuesday's conference call. That's all you are to them. You're not a fucking person. So they'll just tear you to fucking shreds, and then just go, hey, what are we doing for lunch? Are we ordering in? What are we doing?
Yeah.
They won't give a fuck, dude.
I'll go get the lunch. let's just settle. Let's figure out a settlement number, and I'll go get the lunch.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. In order to not, because what it does is set precedent, right? If you can go and something happened to you and you can sue HBO, fucking Disney, whatever the fucking is, right, and get money off of it, well, then that's just going to set precedent that, well, everybody can basically do this, right? And so what they try to do is prevent that at all fucking, if there's any fucking way. So they'll go through your search history. And I'm like, well, he likes to watch, one weird thing in porn these days is a lot of dudes want to fuck their stepmom. Why is that?
You know what? I've heard this.
It's so weird.
I think in 2021, like the number one like search was like, like family related stuff, like stepmom,
so
stepsister.
weird.
Yeah, I've never been interested in that. My porn searches are very general. Like big asses and titties, Asian girls.
But like the whole weird role play. Anyways, besides my fucking point,
I don't got all that time to like watch the whole story. I just need 5 minutes. Fuck we doing? I gotta go.
got a train to
Someone's gonna walk in the door. I gotta wait for my girl walks in. I'm like,
That's the sound you make.
That's the sound when you get caught. I've never been caught like masturbating or jerking off, but it's got to be like your most vulnerable moment. Dick in hand, napkins and lotion or whatever your fucking mix is, and then you just somebody walks in, you just
Yo, if that's the actual fucking sound you make, if you ever got caught, dude, I would pay top fucking dollar to have them have the cell phone at the same time.
The footage in
God.
HD.
Holy shit.
No.
Look away.
You gotta get mad. You gotta get mad at them, even though you're not necessarily in the wrong, but you're caught. You're like, what the fuck?
Get out.
This is bullshit.
This is like their room.
You
Get
always
out.
do this. Like, no, I don't.
Oh man. Anyways, dude, let's just get to the main crux here. Let's talk Doctor Strange. You watched it, I watched it. Now we can finally fucking talk about it. Okay, what are your thoughts?
Having had time to like reflect on the movie, I think visually, should I keep going?
You can still be heard.
So visually, I think the movie was amazing. Like and I heard Elizabeth Olsen say this, and I really agreed with her. I think in an interview she made a comment about how like a lot of times Marvel movies get shit for like not being like fucking Oscar worthy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is how much work goes into putting these films together, from like the set design, the costume design, the graphics. Like there's so many talented people.
If I'm being honest, if I'm being very, very, very honest, that's a stupid quote from Elizabeth Olsen.
I didn't agree with her?
It's not that I don't agree with her. It's just, why they're saying it's shit. You know why? It's a fucking superhero movie. But like I get her point, meaning that people still put in work to make this thing. But you could literally say that about any movie, right? I
mean, Gigli was not as like creative as
that's
Doctor Strange.
That's fair, but people still worked hard. People who weren't like the writers, I guess, for that movie still worked hard. The cinematographer worked hard to try to get the camera angles right. The editor worked.
But I'm not going to give them the same amount of credit. Come on. Like,
why not?
So I watched this movie. Remember that movie 365?
Yeah. Did you watch the sequel?
We tried to watch it last night. So like, so I'm watching. I finally convinced my girlfriend to watch American Gangster.
Oh,
finally convinced her to.
What'd you think?
She was like, I don't like it. It's not interesting.
Dude,
We're an hour into the movie. She's like, it's not good.
I don't.
And I'm like,
there aren't that many things that break my heart, dude.
Yeah,
I think that broke my heart.
I was just like, all right, you know what? Like, I'm just never.
I give up.
I give up. I'm done. I'm never gonna ask you to watch another movie.
She did. Wait, hold on. Fuck Doctor Strange. Right? Let's just spend an hour talking about this. What did she say she didn't like about American Gangster?
She has very particular movie.
We got to get her on this podcast, dude. I have to. Very interesting person.
Yeah, she doesn't like to talk. Like, she hates the fact that I do like a podcast.
Yeah,
she doesn't hate the fact that I do a podcast.
She hates how you talk.
She hates how I like. She like sometimes when I'm talking to her. We were watching the first episode of the Ozarks the other day.
Yeah,
right. And then after the show, I asked her. I was like, what do you think about like Ruth and like her character and like what she's doing right now, like her actions? She's like, I hate when you ask me questions like these. This is like, I don't like being asked. She doesn't like being asked how she feels or what she thinks about a film or a show.
Yeah.
After having watched it.
Yeah, you know who you know. Weirdly enough, you're gonna dispute this, but it actually sounds a little bit like you. Not necessarily.
I love giving my thoughts and opinions,
and that's fair. But I do remember when we were talking about, I think it was Godfather. I think we were talking about, right, where you were essentially saying like, well, why do I have to like, why is every movie that I have to like think about? Like, why can't I just fucking walk into the movie, watch my action shit and then peace out? Like, why does every movie have to have like a meaning behind it?
No. So what I was saying was like, I enjoy like certain action movies because it's like it is what it presents itself to be on the surface, right? Like if I watch John Wick, I know what I'm getting. It's gonna be like a lot of guns, a lot of shooting, a lot of explosions. It's just excitement and fun.
Yeah. So imagine somebody saying, "Hey, what did you think about how John Wick processed the death of his wife as well as the death of his dog? How do you think those things are related and affect his psyche as a human being?"
And I would have an answer. Like my answer to that would be like, that this character was someone who was trying to escape a life that maybe it was inevitable, right? Like maybe they were going to be pulled back into this thing regardless.
Well, okay, you're giving me that. So you're giving me that now. But what I'm saying is, ordinary. Anyways, whatever.
I love talking about movies and shows. Clearly, we're doing a podcast about it. So, but her thing was just like, she just found it like she's like, oh, I feel like you're interviewing me. I feel like you're like we're on a podcast, and I'm like. No, we're just like here having a conversation.
Do you do the same thing when it's a thing that she wants to watch?
Yeah.
You ask her. Like,
I'm always interested in like, what did you like about this movie?
And it's always the same reply, basically. Or not, maybe not.
No,
the same
if it's something she enjoyed, she's more open to have a conversation about it.
Okay.
But if it's something she didn't enjoy, she's like, well, stop interviewing me. Like,
so that's interesting because I can understand kind of where she's coming from, meaning that like, all right, well, here's this thing that you're presenting to me as in like, you got to watch this thing. I love this thing. You got to watch it, right? And then immediately afterwards, you're like, well, what'd you think? What'd you think of this person? What'd you think of that person? Did you get this?
So in this case, it was the Ozarks. We both loved the show.
Yeah.
And we both have opinions on the characters and the show and what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. She just didn't like the fact that like I asked her immediately afterwards. She's like, well, you should have framed the question differently.
Okay, well now we're getting just relationship shit. Okay,
I'm like, I just asked you, like, what do you think about what Ruth's doing?
Okay.
Anyway, I forget what we were talking about.
Somehow we went from Dr. Strange.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were talking about we tried to watch American Gangster.
Yeah.
She didn't enjoy the show or the movie. She said like she just didn't. She called it boring, and I tried to ask like, what did you think was boring about it? Because in the beginning of the movie, it's
You're
like
hurting me so bad.
Yeah, these two stories, these two worlds are building, and like you see them about to converge and collide as Frank Lucas gets bigger and he gets more involved in the drug business, and like he brings in his family, and then like there starts to be cracks, right? Frank Lucas was a very like clean, put together, everything's airtight. And then it's when he brings in his family members. That's when there starts to be like cracks, right?
Well, to me, the most interesting thing about American Gangster is like how him and Richie are complete opposites. And weirdly enough, so Frank Lucas is the criminal, right? But yet he's the person who's trying to provide for his family. He's the person who's like looking out for people. He cheated on his wife. He
doesn't really take care of his kid.
Doesn't care about his kid.
He's a cop. He has a badge.
Exactly.
So
Richie's doing all like the nefarious shit to like get away, to try to catch Frank, who Frank is the Frank is the criminal, right? But Richie's doing all the like kind of like underhanded shit in order to catch him. And Richie sort of holds like almost like a point of pride that, like I don't take money or whatever, but he's still shitty in just so many other ways that he uses that to justify him doing fucked up shit. Anyways.
And what's interesting about that though, but like
I like how we just turned into like an American Gangster like analysis.
Even then, what Frank Lucas is doing still has a greater negative impact on society, right? He's like bringing in drugs, and like the drugs that he's selling, even though he's doing it as like a notable businessman, are still very much destroying the community. We're getting into a larger conversation there, because I would argue that Richie's running around, and this is a thing that it's in so much of what we watch, right? We look at them as in like, good guy, bad guy, right? Or who's doing the most, who's doing the net negative there, right? And we say, Frank, because he's selling drugs. But in truth, he's a drug dealer. Like, sure, it's a dirty game. You kill people, do all this stuff, which is terrible, right? But also,
if Frank Lucas was white and his thing was called Pfizer, well, he'd be a billionaire. You know what I mean? So it's like we look at it differently just based off of circumstance, not necessarily whether the thing's actually
or
right
like
or
if he
wrong.
sold weed and he sold it at a dispensary, it would be legal.
Perfectly fucking fine.
But if he sold it directly to me or you, it's a crime.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can go a lot of ways in it. But I mean, either way, it's a great movie. She didn't particularly enjoy it, so I gave her the remote. I'm like, all right, I promised. I made her a promise. I was like, 30 minutes. If you don't like it in 30 minutes, we can change it. We watched an hour. She was like, I don't like it. We changed it. She put on 365 this day. We made it through 10 minutes of that movie, and we were like, yo, this is the worst movie of all time. And I was
that's a large.
I was so frustrated because I'm like, we turned off American Gangster for this, and within 10 minutes, we knew that this was pure shit.
Yo, American Gangster has one of the most fire openings. Frank's just there, and he just shoots the guy who's on fire.
Yeah. And
like that's the way we start the movie. And it's boring?
Boring, apparently. And then you got like Richie, and they find the car with the money, and then they
there is a lot of exposition in American Gangster, but still.
It's all still very and you can see what it's building towards.
Yeah.
And it's like, for you not to want to see what happens, how these worlds collide.
But again, I try to look at things from other people's perspective. So if that's not the type of movie you're into, then you're not going to find any of those things like inherently interesting. So
yeah, if there were like magic in it and like wizards and like I think she may have enjoyed it a little bit more. But like maybe this just isn't her taste of film.
So it's Doctor Strange. You see how we brought that full circle?
Yeah. So back to Strange though.
Yeah.
I think that it was somewhat underwhelming.
Wait, how are you going to tie that into Doctor Strange too?
There's no tie. Let's just keep going. Sometimes you got to push through.
Okay, fair enough.
With Doctor Strange, it was somewhat underwhelming because I feel like I was expecting, and maybe my expectations were, too high to where it's like, instead of just like appreciating like the story that was going to be told in front of me and like all the work that went into it, I was expecting so much more.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just that I'm just tired of fucking Wanda. Why
are you tired of Wanda? Because you didn't like I
didn't particularly enjoy Wanda Vision. Yeah. And I felt like, all right, after Wanda Vision, I get what she's doing. Like she wants the children, like whether they're fake or not. She's like, you know what, real or not, I love them still. I know they exist in a certain world, and I want to find them.
Yeah.
What I didn't really enjoy was like her. It seemed like at a certain point she was just like, yeah, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to destroy and kill whoever I have to. I'm going to destroy universes.
What is more human than saying, I don't care. I'm getting what I want. I'll destroy anything and everybody around me until I get what I want.
That's very true.
What is more human than that?
That's very, very true. I thought it was odd how much she was willing to like kill herself in another universe to have those children.
Yeah. But it's okay, so
you're going to destroy, because those children were real in that universe. You're going to destroy their lives and kill their mother.
Yeah, she's not you.
And then you're going to force them to love you, but that's not like true, genuine love.
I want what I want.
Yeah. So I get it. I just wish there was more to the movie than like what felt like is like her. I feel like a lot of what she was doing, what she wanted, was at the core of the movie. I kind of wanted something more.
Yeah, that was a big sort of complaint. That this shouldn't really have been a Doctor Strange movie. This was more of
this is kind of like a Wanda movie. Yeah.
Do you have more?
And I'm also slightly underwhelmed with like Doctor Strange's display of his powers. I feel like as one of the like Grand Master Wizards, like I wanted to see him like really like
But when it like he.
Do you know when Thor went and got the new hammer and he was like, the electric eyes, and he fucking came? Was it Infinity War and Endgame? I wanted to see like a great display of like But here's all of my power. Here's I don't think we ever got that.
Well, here's the problem with that. When you create somebody who's all powerful, well, there's not really much of a story that you can tell with them, because what situation can't they fucking get out of, right? So why is he fucking dicking around with Wanda when he could just Doctor Strange that shit?
Yeah,
if you make him all powerful,
that's not what I don't want him to be like kind of Superman, where like Superman is so powerful in like every fucking movie or comic book or show that it's like he clearly could never be beat because he's just gonna fucking do anything he wants. I just wanted to see Doctor Strange's like here's the full extent of my power. Not I am all powerful, but here's me at my max, at my best.
But I think that's why that's why Wanda is so significant, is because she is that, right? Because she basically can recreate or rewrite reality, you know? And that's why being the Scarlet Witch is such a thing, which is why I thought it was great that she was the villain of the movie. I'll let you finish, and then I'll give.
I think that's my last piece. Like the rest of the movie, I enjoyed. Unfortunately, my movie experience, seeing this, and we talked about this offline, wasn't great. So like that really took away from the experience. Like I feel like there are things that I missed, or there are things that I would have enjoyed more had it not been in a shitty situation where people were talking the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
But overall, I enjoyed the movie. There were some things that were slightly underwhelming. I do feel like it has opened up the MCU a bit more to like introduce new characters. I love how they brought in Fantastic Four. Captain Carter, Mr. Reed Richards, Professor X, the Illuminati. I just love how, like the introduction of a lot of new characters and stories. And I feel like the MCU is at a point now where it can kind of go anywhere. And
how do you feel about the Illuminati? Spoiler alert, I guess, for anybody who
super spoiler alert. These niggas was not ready. The fuck? Like, yo, they just came through and got pieced up with ease. Now, granted, Wanda's very powerful. The Scarlet is very powerful.
Yeah.
But, yo, be ready.
So this is actually what, two things. This reminded me of when Darkseid showed up in the Snyder Cut, and he immediately lost. Like, basically at the beginning of the movie, he lost. So it was like, how the fuck am I supposed to take you serious for the rest of the movie if the first time I'm really seeing you, you immediately take it out?
Yeah.
Like, there's no building it up. Like, Thanos got built up. Like, he's the fucking boss, you know what I mean? Like, and he gets shit done, you know?
Yeah, when Thanos came through, he fucked
like 12
everything up.
movies this guy has been in, just behind the scenes fucking orchestrating shit, and like nobody can get at him, you know what I mean? And it took them like basically getting the stones from a different reality, or I guess their past, going back in the past, creating a fucking time machine basically, in order to defeat him, right? It took them however many amount of movies in the Infinity War saga, but also it took them not just one Avengers movie, but two Avengers movies to get this dude up out of here. And they didn't even get the same one, right? They had to go get a different Thanos to get him the fuck out of there. And so, and so when the Illuminati showed up, man, I thought it was a great opportunity to show exactly what they did, which is Wanda being dominant. But the problem is they didn't set us up. They didn't set us up for it. The same problem that I had with Darkseid in the Justice League Snyder Cut, it's the same problem that I had with the Illuminati. Meaning that the first thing I see of you, it can't just be you talking about being a badass, because that's what they did with the Illuminati. They said, oh, well, they got Thanos the fuck up out of here. And you saw Thanos with the fucking... Like, I don't even know who the fuck did that, all right? Thanos could have tripped and fucking just fell on his own goddamn sword. I don't know how the fuck he died.
I did feel like they were very arrogant, too, about how, we're going to be able to deal with Wanda or the Scarlet Witch. Like, we can handle her.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. She's just hopping fucking realities and shit. I don't know. Maybe give it some skin. And especially if you're Reed Richards, like the smartest man in the world, perhaps you're a little bit more cautious and you're a little bit more, let's study
and
all
if you're
the
Professor
factors
X and you're like one of the most powerful mutants like ever.
And also too, if you're Doctor Strange was the most powerful out of all of them, right? Like he's the one who got the Illuminati together essentially, right? And then him from a different reality is like, yo, she ain't fucking playing balls. Like,
you might want to listen to this dude. You know, he's still Doctor Strange. I mean, Reed Richards was saying like, you are in every reality, you are like one of
you're the person.
You're the problem.
And I'm telling you, she's a fucking problem, dude.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to ignore you and just go talk to her real quick. So it can't. The first thing I see of you can't be if they showed the Illuminati earlier in the movie and then showed them like doing something like wild, like look how like easily like actually seen the fight with Thanos. Okay, all right, and then you see Wanda just come through and just fucking fuck them up, in the blink of an eye. Okay, I get that, but I was telling my partner in the car, I was telling her like, they did that as a disservice to Wanda, because I can't really take Wanda being that powerful if the people that she's beating I have not seen get a dub. Like,
very true.
You know what I mean? So they're doing
they
her
could have
disservice.
dropped nuggets, like to your point. showed them defeating Thanos and like how easy it was, or just like dropped nuggets of them like throughout the movie. Like maybe they're just observing and they're like, we are aware of what's going on throughout the many universes. And maybe you show a little bit of Reed Richards, maybe show a little bit of Miss Marvel, Captain,
or like
Carter.
maybe in their own reality, right?
Like show them observing what's going on.
Maybe they defeated Wanda in their own reality. Maybe they pieced her up and they thought, oh, okay, this is gonna be a cakewalk. And then she's like, whoa, this is the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
we're fucking up.
Yeah, something. But instead, it was just like they just walked Doctor Strange into like one of the back rooms, and they were like, "Yo, this is the Illuminati. Talk to him real quick." And like that was, and then Wanda showed up and like pieced him up, and that was it.
And it was so cool too, man. Seeing because everybody, he's been fan casted John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, for so long now. It's so cool seeing him. You
know who was the first choice? Who they actually originally intended to cast? Daniel Craig. But I think he was busy filming.
I don't fucking want Daniel Craig as Mr. Fantastic. No, show me John Krasinski. Everybody's been wanting John Krasinski.
Too handsome.
I never thought that Daniel Craig was that
He's
handsome.
like ruggedly handsome. You can't have this fucking. I don't want Bond. Like what? He left MI6 and joined the Illuminati. No, it's too easy.
Oh, probably.
He gets a job anywhere. Didn't even have to a fucking interview.
There's reasons.
Yeah.
So anyways, so that was my whole thing with the Illuminati. I thought I thought that and how she killed him was like gruesome too. So like that scene was perfect. It's just they set it up in like the worst way possible, right?
Yeah.
But overall, I thought Elizabeth Olsen was fucking she was brilliant in this movie. But I didn't really think that much of the whole movie. I actually still liked it. But it just, for a multiversal movie, I thought I was going to get so much more. And this is the lesson that I learned from Wanda that I did not maintain, which is I let the hype machine get ahead of me.
Yeah.
I let everybody else's hopes and dreams dictate what I was expecting.
Because the rumor mill around this movie was insane. So it was kind of hard not to like, prescribe your own hopes and like what you want onto the film.
But that's why you're going to be like, you're almost always going to be disappointed if that's the case, right? There is not a movie that you're going to watch that people don't hype up and like, oh my God, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And then when any of those things don't happen, you're like, well, fuck, they missed an opportunity. It's like, well, that was never the story that they were trying to tell. Like they were trying
we saw
to tell
that with like Game of Thrones season 8, right?
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Yeah. So I think I broke my own rule by allowing other people to sort of guide what my expectations for this movie were. But even just on its own, it was Sam Raimi was the director. It was a very Sam Raimi movie. So if you're familiar at all with Sam Raimi's work, he does the Evil Dead franchise. He did the first 3 Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire. And all of like the camera work and all this other stuff that and everybody keeps calling, oh, this is Marvel's first true horror movie. Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some moments that were like, oh shit. Like again, Elizabeth Olsen was pretty intimidating at certain points in the movie.
Yeah, zombie, strange.
By no stretch of the imagination would I call this something approaching a horror movie. No. Like they had certain elements. Like one of the freakier moments was when she came out of the mirror. That was one of the weird moments where she looked like the girl from the Ring. But aside from that, there wasn't too many
creepy moment doesn't make it a horror movie.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. And then again, for a multiversal movie, the multiverse, I felt like I just wanted so much more from the multiverse.
Yeah.
Like
it seems so simple.
Yeah, and actually, when it was broken down to me, they actually did spend some time in a few different universes. It's just I can't quite put my finger on it. It's just it like they spend some time in different universes, but really there's only like 2 universes, which is Doctor Strange's universe, I guess Universe 616, and then the one that they ended
Strange universe. So there's Doctor Strange, there's Supreme Strange.
Which one was Supreme Strange?
And the one who died. I think he was supposed to be.
Oh no, that was Defender Strange.
Defender Strange. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got like a little bit of Defender Strange was the one who died.
Yeah.
Right. But Supreme Strange was the one in the universe with the Illuminati.
I don't know if they necessarily called him Supreme Strange, but fair enough.
I think that's like that the character, his version of Strange. Like
sure.
I think that's like who that person is.
Okay.
So we got Doctor Strange, we got like Defender Strange, Supreme Strange, we got a little bit of Zombie Strange, who was just Defender Strange, but he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
It was a bit of a mess, man. And also too, Doctor Strange's story is like he had like 18 different stories, and I didn't really care about any of them. He had his storyline with Christine, I kind of didn't really care about that. His storyline with America Sanchez,
Chavez.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I kind of cared about that a little bit, but not as much as I think I was supposed to.
As much as like, there was no real like reason for him to like really care about her as much as he did.
Yeah. So I mean, the only reason why I guess he would, it was like she didn't really matter. It was the lessons that he learned that mattered, which feels a little bit hollow. It feels like she should be more part of the reason why he learns the lessons that, like, it felt like she should have played a larger role in why he changes his mind or comes to some sort of realization that, hey, maybe the way I do things is a little fucked up and I gotta like start trusting people more, and not just, kind of just be like, there's only one way to do things, and so yeah, and so you had that, and then you had his whole thing in terms of the snap and how he said, oh, basically it's we only have this one shot, there's no other way, and there was a lot going on with him, and it felt like we were never focused on any one thing, and I didn't really leave it feeling I left the theater feeling like there was so much like left on the table in favor of this movie. The thing I think about with this movie is style over substance. There was a lot of style in it in terms of it was a very Sam Raimi movie, and just like you said, it was a very beautiful movie. But what Marvel movie or show, for that matter, isn't beautiful?
Yeah,
like what
I could have lost the Illuminati. I could lose the many Doctor Stranges.
The Illuminati were very inconsequential to the story.
Yeah,
like I could literally have taken them out.
Some of the other villains that we ran into throughout the movie for a richer story, for like more purpose, for more of Doctor Strange, and like either his motivations, his powers, his his like the complexity of the things that and the decisions that he has to make. I feel like those things could have been a little bit heavier, and I would sacrifice some of the theatricality for more story.
Yeah, 100%. And again, and I've said this like 4 times now, but like for a multiversal movie, the multiverse it felt like to me was like lacking in it.
Where a sub story, like
we got
a little bit of multiverse.
It's just a plot device, it is what it felt like. But the movie's called The Multiverse of Madness, and it felt like for as many universes as we did visit, the only time where we really get to explore like in everything, and it's unfair to compare these two movies, but Everything Everywhere All the Time, we got to see so many different universes, and it's so interesting and weird, but we got to we got to spend some time in these other places, and just interesting philosophical questions that got asked. There's so many philosophical questions based off of this movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and it felt like we cared about none of them.
Yeah. The multiverse was as crazy as like New York City subway. It was like, all right, this is a little bit crazy, but like we can manage it,
right.
like
okay. We'll figure it out.
Get off at this stop.
Exactly.
That's kind of like how crazy it was.
Yeah. Or like you got off at the wrong stop. You're just fuck, I got to figure out how to get back now.
Cross the street, get back on the green line. And it was that crazy.
Yeah.
That's it.
So anyways, So for me, this movie was kind of a. I still liked it. I would there are people who are like, oh well, it's like one of the worst MCU movies, or even like it's like a middle of the pack. I would say it's probably like a high middle of the pack because there's some pretty mediocre.
We got Iron Man 3. We got
that's fair. Okay, even
Captain
I still like
Marvel. We got
that's fair.
What else is another shitty one?
Well, I think the first Captain America wasn't particularly good.
The Thor 2.
Thor 2 was terrible.
Yeah.
Basically all like the sequels, except for Captain America, of course.
I thought Ragnarok was great. I thought Captain America and like the Winter Soldier was really
Ragnarok was good if you don't care. Again, if you don't care about plot or anything like that, you just want to see Thor get off some one-liners and it
was more of like a comedic.
It was just comedy. It was a comedy. Yeah, it was a comedy masquerading itself as a.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this movie was worse than any of those.
No. It was. It had some. yeah, I don't know. I almost want to say I have to see the movie again in order to like really be able to like kind of judge it
Yeah,
properly.
me personally, I have to see it again because my
Yeah.
first experience wasn't great. I feel
Yeah.
like that's probably maybe why I'm a little bit more like underwhelmed. And
Yeah.
maybe if I give it a second chance, I'll find more things about it that I enjoy. But yeah, what's next? I'm just
Yeah.
fucking excited for Blade, man. Like I just need Blade to come.
That's not gonna be for a while now.
I know.
So yeah, you're gonna have to wait a while.
Yeah. What else? What's coming next? in the MCU?
The next movie is it? It's not Ant-Man, is it? What is it? The next MCU movie. It's not Black Panther. It's
I gotta figure this out.
yeah. I think I want to say Ant-Man and Quantum. Oh no, Thor. Thor's next.
Yes, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, Love and Thunder's next.
I hope they do a good job building up why. Who was Thor's girlfriend? Played by Natalie Portman.
Was it Christine something? No, Christine Palmer was Doctor Strange's girlfriend. Or
Yeah, I don't think Thor was hitting both.
Uh,
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
So she's playing like what is it? What is her character referred to? Like She-Thor or like
I don't fucking know.
Miss
I
Thor.
know nothing about
Yeah.
this movie, nor am I going to try to put any effort into it.
so. I hope they build up as to
She Thor.
yeah. I think that's like how
Worst name ever.
Yeah.
She Thor.
yeah. It's terrible. I hope they build up why she is now this like because she's essentially.
I don't
playing,
think
like,
that. I
Thor's
think they
queen.
learned the wrong lessons from Ragnarok, and I think they're just
gonna
going
go
to
with
throw
it.
something together.
like
and
because
be like,
it makes
fuck
no sense. Like she's like a human from Earth who's a scientist, but now she can.
Well,
all of a
maybe
sudden-
if I would argue, maybe it's like a different universe. She was like somehow got something trapped in. I don't know. We got a lot of multiversal action going on now.
yeah,
so
maybe,
anything's
but like, how can
possible.
she hold his hammer? Right? I mean, I get you have to be
'Cause it's her
pure of
hammer.
heart, and you have to
Because she
be
can.
worthy, right?
She's worthy.
But does that automatically give you powers? Even
She's got the
even
power.
Captain America.
You heard the song?
What song?
Got the power.
I don't know, but one thing I am excited for, Christian Bale. I hear him as a Gore the God Slayer.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's the best
the
villain."
best MCU
Nigga,
villain.
you-
Who do you think is the
you-
best? I mean, Thanos. Who
It's
the
got to
fuck
be
is better
Thanos.
than Thanos?
Yeah.
The
But
Winter Soldier
aside
is
from
also
Thanos,
great.
The Winter Soldier has to be my favorite. Just, I don't even care about like the whole storyline of the Winter Soldier. Just his introduction was just so fucking good,
Yeah.
dude.
When Samuel L. Jackson or Nick
Fury.
Fury was driving in a car,
And then you
Get
just see
me
this
off
dude
the
with this
grid.
mask, and
Yeah.
then just shoot the little thing under the car, and then just still standing there. And then
I
watch
love how the
pass
car.
by.
Remember when it was flipping and he was coming towards him and he just stepped to the side.
Yeah,
Yo,
dude, it was
that's
just
cool.
such an electric, intro for a character because it was so mysterious. Like we all knew he was Bucky, right? Like, but like it was just like, yo, what's this dude's problem right now?
Yeah.
Like it's just this dude, he's like murking people, and it was just I don't know, it was just so well done.
Yeah. He was so smooth with everything he did.
Yeah,
What's the actor's name again who played Bucky in the Winter Soldier?
Damn, Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. Yep.
Yeah.
Phenomenal job.
Yeah.
So I would say him and Thanos, in my opinion, those are my two favorite MCU villains. So we got to see what Christian Bale does here as Gore the God Slayer.
Yeah. But anyways, that's basically our thoughts on Doctor Strange. Look, we could talk about a trailer. I say let's skip the trailer.
Yeah.
Well, quick 5 minutes. What episode of Ozark are you on right now?
2.
Episode 2. Okay, shit. What happens? Okay. Oh, so you already got my. I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of that.
Yeah, like
that
the
whole
Nas
shit.
music
Yeah,
throughout
yeah.
the
That shit
first
was.
episode.
What did
Yeah.
you like the Killer Mike's?
Yeah, I
appearance
like
in the
Killer
show?
Mike's like guest appearance. I like
Yeah.
their conversation talking about
Fire
things.
conversation,
I mean,
right?
I liked his perspective of saying like it's kind of cruel being from Marcy Projects and being able to see the view of the city. So it's like I'm here, but I want to be there, and like that is like what some of Nas's early music is about. I thought that was really cool, and I love like Killer Mike. I think he's a very smart guy. I love like listening to his podcast and just his take on music and society and all of those things. So and they feature a lot of Run the Jewels music in like earlier seasons of Ozarks. So it's great to finally see him in the final season.
Shout out,
making an
shout out
appearance.
to Addy or whoever is commenting right now. Appreciate you tuning in. We miss you, man.
What's up, Addy?
Yeah. Ozarks, man. When it's all said and done, I think this is. and I really want you to finish it because I really want to do this conversation about Breaking Bad versus Ozarks because I've got some very.
We'll finish it by the time we do this next show.
Okay,
I'll make a point to do that.
Spoiler alert again. Ruth went crazy. She went crazy. She fucking what's his name? Damn, what's the son's name that she dropped? Brother
Wyatt,
his nephew.
Was
it? No, the dude she dropped.
You
Javier. Was it Javier?
Yeah. You're talking about the boss's nephew.
Yeah.
I think it's Javier.
Yeah, Javi. So Javi was just strolling in there. He was strutting in, and he just like, hey, and then that was it.
Yeah, and like Wendy didn't think she was gonna do it.
No, Wendy definitely thought she was gonna do it.
I don't think so. I thought because remember in the second episode, Wendy was like,
"Wait, did you get to the conversation between Wendy? You said you're on episode 2.
Yeah,
you finished episode
Wendy
2.
and Marty.
They talked about it.
Yeah, Wendy and Marty were in the hotel,
and she was like, "You idiot! Of course she was gonna do it."
Did she? Maybe you're right. Yeah. Either way, I love. First episode was great. I really enjoyed the second episode. I like where it's going. I haven't finished it yet. I'll finish it and we'll talk about it on the next episode.
It's a tragic fucking show, man. Okay, yeah, fuck it. I just want to talk about it so bad. So many thoughts. But yeah. We don't want to do the trailer, right? Like we can just go ahead and do that.
Nah, let's skip that. I think this is a good place to wrap for tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you listening through all the technical difficulties and all that shit. We got it done though. You know, that's what it's about sometimes. Sometimes it's just about getting shit done. And if my fucking mouse would work. There we go. Sometimes you don't need what do they say? Perfection is the enemy of good, or what is this?
I think perfection is the enemy of progress.
No, that can't be it. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. If it's
too good, it'll never get better.
Yeah, sometimes you can work so hard for something to be perfect, but really you don't need it to be perfect. You just need it to fucking just do something.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So even though this podcast wasn't perfect, we got it done. We got it done. So ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you listening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, share the show with anybody and everybody. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. With that being said, we'll go ahead and hit the video.
Fade out.
Peace the fuck out, ladies and gentlemen.